turn off my walkie first. So, kind of breaks down into 5 roles. There's director of photography, camera operator, first AC, second AC, and DIT.
So I basically get to hang out with Sam all day, the cinematographer, and we just, it's kind of a pre-visualization of the final look of the show. So starting with a log image, like very flat, kind of ugly image, adding some color to it, and then we digitally manipulate it there. Contrast, color, saturation-wise.
We wire the actors with body transmitters and labs.
I'm taking away your transmitter. Then I'm going to pull down the microphone.
Ready?
And
Yep.
That's the life of sound. We hide things.
Oh, yeah.
Each actor is assigned a channel. My wireless sides I have here, and I can change pages, and I mix to the dialogue.
Oh, I do hear myself.
As a first AC, my job is to be technically aware and keep the camera in focus.
Right,
which
is important.
Some people think that's all I do, but yeah.
Day exteriors are always the hardest because, like in a studio where you have 100% control of the lighting, it's pretty easy in terms of my part. But when it's day exterior and the light's changing and the weather is changing, color and contrast and levels are constantly changing every minute, right? So it's trying to keep those things consistent.
And so you kind of take the idea of the DP and then actually help make it a reality.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I like about camera department is that everyone relies on each other. And definitely, I mean, the connection between the DP and camera operator is very important. And then after that, it's more technical as you go down.
Big clapper slates where you said, scene 1, take 2, boom. That's part of our equipment as well. We use the boom quite a lot on the show. For close-up, I like doing 2 booms if possible. They sound much better than lab mics, in my opinion. Always use the boom whenever you can.
Oh my god, this takes more muscle than I thought it was going to take. So, what would you say is different about Lost in Space in terms of the other stuff that you've done?
There's 2 parts to that. One is that the ambition of this show is huge, and it ripples all the way down through all the departments because we feel it in the demands that we have and the expectations on us. But that's fun, and that's the second part of it, is that we've happened to come across this group of people who thrive on that and all want it to look great and all want to work together. And it's far and few between that you get that on a show.
So in terms of technicality, is it more challenging or is it kind of the same to be working with a green screen or just to be working with a set that's kind of fully built and fully set up?
As an operator, I could say it's insanely more difficult because you don't have a world you're aware of. You don't have the reference to know who's looking in what direction and such. We've used systems which actually allow us to have a live playback of what the green screen will be eventually.
So you can see it before we can see it?
Yeah, so everyone will be standing on a green screen, and then if you look at all the monitors, it's a live image, but it's already comped into the background.
Right.
And as the camera moves, the operator can still see the background.
It's like the weather, when the lady is pointing like this and there's the green screen and then you see all the stuff going on.
Yeah.
So how many cameras do we use on Lost in Space?
There's 2 cameras on each unit, typically. So
How many units do we have?
2. And then a lot of times we'll have specialty cameras come in or specialty lenses, or sometimes we even use GoPros. And those all get, technically for us, those are another camera added. So I think last season we ended up with probably 8 or 9 cameras by the end of the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What is the hardest shot that you've done on this set? Or like the hardest move? Because we've had some really weird twisting,
That's
especially
true.
when the ship crashes or things like that.
Yeah,
To do
or especially
focus.
when the camera's underwater and you guys are popping up.
Yeah, or stuff
Yeah.
like that, and we have all the kind
That
of
was
elements
surprising.
of nature.
Yeah. Because so often, like now with focus pulling, you do it a lot through the monitor, not necessarily the distances. So when you can't see the actors, you can't see what's in frame, and suddenly everything appears, you have to rely on your instincts a little bit.
Right. So how did you start in film in general?
Just kept doing it for free for a long time until people started paying me, which is how most people get into camera.
Yeah.